Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, it's the time you've all been waiting for. It's been a little while, I think. You deserve a Warframe reaction video. We're on part 6, we're on the final one. Aww. Yeah, I know, I'm pretty sad about it too, but we got primes to react to. Yes! We got primes to react to. There's just as many primes, I think, maybe. But there's just as many primes, or almost as many primes, that we're able to react to. Let's think about it for a second. Now, I believe I got up to Hydroid. I mean, I'm going to have a look in a minute, so, you know, I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. But who made the list so far? So, in terms of the shortlist, we got Rhino, we got Mag. Mag's a maybe. Mag's a maybe, I might be honest. We have Loki, Ember, Ash, Volt, Frost, Chroma, Equinox, Nessa, Inaros, Nidus, and now we get into some bad bitches. So, Atlas, I love. Ivara is still one of my favourites, but so is Octavia, so is Harrow, and so is Hydroid. A few days from now we do have TennoCon, which apparently, you guys are telling me, if I watch this and link it to my Twitch account, which I don't really have per se, you're always going to get a Hydroid Prime just for watching. But I don't want any spoilers, so I might have to watch AFK. But where did we get to on the Warframe profiles? We're down to the final 7, and I think I probably started playing just before the release of Gauss. Yeah, that's who I'm up to in terms of what I would consider new frames to the game, but you know, that doesn't really matter too much because, as I say, I haven't been playing for that long. But we're going to go straight in with Garuda. Now Garuda, again, I think you're able to build fairly early on during the game, but I don't know how hard he or she actually is to acquire, so let's go.
This is Garuda,
Whoa,
the
okay.
Gore Queen. Cleansed by the blood of her enemies, she draws strength from vulnerability. Dread Mirror lunges Garuda toward her enemy, ripping out their life force, converting it into a shield that captures incoming damage. When released, she launches a bloody projectile containing all absorbed damage that explodes on contact.
I'm getting some Valkyr
Blood
vibes.
Altar impales an enemy on an altar of talons, which siphons health for Garuda and her allies within its radius.
I mean, it's pretty fucking morbid.
Bloodletting sacrifices a portion of Garuda's health to generate additional energy. Rain Red on the battlefield, Tenno. Seeking Talons charges up to release a torrent of bone blades towards visible enemies, staggering them in pain, while also making them prone to bleeding. Additionally, in the absence of an equipped melee weapon, Garuda's talons can be used to slice her way through her enemies. When you understand the nature of Garuda, you'll know what she's capable of.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. You could tell that they've definitely they've whipped it up a notch in terms of quality on the frame profile videos. And yeah, I mean, Garuda looked pretty scary. I don't know what it is with Warframe and Talons though. They seem to have a thing with the Wolverine claws. I'm not sure why, because what Valkyr's ultimate is the whole talon claw thing. Garuda's got some talons. You know, apart from the altar, apart from this little
on an altar of talons
thing, but only because it's completely morbid and disgusting. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. She's not going to make the list. But here we go. Baruuk. Baruuk. I'm going to say Baruuk, maybe.
This is Baruuk,
Okay.
the reluctant warrior.
Oh.
Following
Freaky.
the path that winds between peace and hate, he maintains restraint before unleashing the storm within. Elude dodges incoming gunfire and melee attacks while Baruuk is not on offense, wearing down his restraint with each attack dodged.
Okay.
Lull emits a calming wave that slows enemies until they fall into a slumber. Enemies woken by damage will be confused and disoriented, forgetting anything that happened before the lull. desolate hands surrounds Baruuk with protective daggers that seek out enemy weapons, disarming them. Each successful disarm erodes his restraint. In the absence of enemies, the daggers will jump to nearby allies, granting them the ability to disarm an enemy. If elude is active, the seeking range is doubled. Try not to lose your head, Tenno. Serene Storm unleashes Baruuk's command of the Desert Wind,
Oh wow, that's
delivering
cool.
powerful melee attacks that disarm and ragdoll his enemies. With combos offering a variety of area-based push and pull effects.
I like that.
Each moment commanding the storm restores his restraint.
Okay.
War is the enemy that lies deep within Baruuk. But can you make it your ally, Tenno?
I'm kind of getting like monk vibes, kind of Last Airbender kind of vibes is what I'm getting from that. But again, the only thing I really liked on that was the ult. The rest of it wasn't that great to me. It doesn't really match my playstyle. I don't think it's a frame that I would use primarily or use at all. I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't keen, which is strange. There's definitely the increase in quality from these profile videos is absolutely. It's insane. I mean, it's impressive. It's crazy. It's everything in between. We go right back just to the beginning. Yeah, I mean, they started at like 2 minutes long. 2 minutes, 1 minute 50, and they were showing about all the modding and all that crap. Now they were doing it about 1 minute 20 average, give or take. But they're a lot more cinematic. And you know Zell loves a cinematic. Here we go, Hildryn.
Shields like a battery for
hold on.
defensive and offensive.
I feel like we missed some important data.
Drawing from her shields like a battery, her defensive and offensive utility is unparalleled. This is Hildryn, the domina of armament. Balefire launches devastating, chargeable bolts of fire. The longer the charge, the more deadly the result. But as with all of her abilities, at the sacrifice of her shields. Shield Pillage emits a thieving wave of energy that strips shields and armor from nearby enemies. Upon its return, Hildryn is granted shields based on the amount stolen. Toggle this ability to instantly return any collected shields in the heat of battle. Haven
very tanky
redirects
then.
Hildryn's shields onto her allies, offering additional protection that also decreases shield recharge time. Any enemies who veer too close will suffer damage, more so if overshields are present. It's fight and flight, Tenno. Aegis Storm activates Hildryn's thrusters, allowing her to hover above her enemies, suspending enemies caught in the wake below, damaging them over time. Paired with the destructive effects of Balefire, she becomes an airborne menace. In the sky or on the ground, Hildryn fills her victims full of dread.
Jeez. Okay. Hildryn. The way they've done it and the creative side of it is so appealing and so impressive. I mean, she reminds me of like a demigod. Is that right? Like a demigod? Kind of like what's that Overwatch character called? Oh, come on. Zarya, that's what I was looking for. Bloody Zarya. Yeah, she reminds me of Zarya. Again, not a frame I'm interested in, not going to make the list. So the first 3 have been pretty disappointing thus far. So let's get into the final 4. Come on, we need to have something that's really going to wow me.
Invisible in the air and swift on the ground, she moves like the wind. This is Wisp, summoner of the ethereal.
Okay.
Reservoirs call forth pods from another dimension at Wisp's location, containing motes that can be plugged.
See, the way the videography and the way they've made this so much more cinematic, so much more appealing.
To provide aid to her and her allies. Vitality Mote increases maximum health and restores health. Haste Mote benefits movement and attack speed. Shock Mote charges and releases a paralyzing bolt of electricity, stunning those it touches. Will-O-Wisp casts forth a spectral copy of Wisp, which draws the attention and fire of her enemies for a limited time. Activating this ability again before time runs out will teleport Wisp to its location. Breach Surge opens a dimensional breach around Wisp, overwhelming enemies that cross it for a short time. When an enemy takes damage, deadly foe-seeking surge sparks may launch outwards, dealing damage proportional to the damage
wow, that's
received.
destructive.
Do you worship the sun, Tenno? Soulgate opens a portal to the Daystar, creating a devastating beam of solar plasma that causes massive heat and radiation damage to her enemies. Her grace is balanced only by her destruction. Do not get lost in its wake, Tenno.
Wisp making a list. Wisp is making the list. Pop that on the editor. Make sure the Wisp is there. What a frame. The alt specifically I like the way she moves as well. I like the fact, because I don't think she's on, just going by the video, she's not walking at all, is that right? Oh no, she is.
Shock mode charges and releases a paralyzing.
She hovering?
Charges and releases a paralyzing bolt of electricity.
I'm a little bit confused. Is she hovering? She shouldn't. I mean, it looks like she just hovers.
Damage received. Do you worship the sun, Tenno?
Does she have feet? They don't look like feet to me.
Cross it for a short time.
But then she does look like she's standing.
Breach surge that will teleport Wisp to its location. Breach surge opens a dimensional breach.
No, she's not. Those aren't legs. Those are like decayed ankles. I don't know what those are. I don't know what the fuck those are. I bet the skins are cool for Wisp. I bet the skins are really, really cool for Wisp. And to have a name like Wisp, I mean, it's a winner. It's a winner. Alright, next we got Gauss. So as I say, Gauss was one of the ones that I think was just coming to the game as I started. I think it may have come either when I reacted to the cinematic trailer for Warframe. If you haven't seen that, that's up there. Excuse the quality of that, because that is an old video. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is me back again with another reaction video. This time, Warframe official cinematic opening trailer. That is a super old video. That's kind of what kicked this whole thing off, really, the whole Warframe thing. I wouldn't be here now if that wasn't a thing. At least I wouldn't be on Warframe if that wasn't a thing, but... Warframe profile Gauss. I know a little bit. I think Gauss is more around speed, if I'm right. Kind of like a flash on some crunky meth, but let's...
Charging his abilities with every step. He's streamlined for speed. This is Gauss.
Can you run across water? Because it looks like Gauss can run across water. Like, I don't want to be stupid, but this is awesome.
He's streamlined for speed. This is Gauss, the runner, the rapid. Mach rush. Thrusts Gauss forward in a short sprint burst or sustained rush. Charging his battery and knocking out enemies as he passes. Crashing into solid objects releases a shockwave of kinetic energy. Kinetic plating absorbs physical, heat, cold, and blast damage, preventing both knockdown and stagger effects. While it depletes Gauss's battery, it returns energy based on the damage absorbed. Thermal Sunder siphons kinetic energy from the area, charging the battery while emitting a radial cold status. Reversing this process drains the battery and inflicts heat status on those caught in its wake. Overlap these elements to dispense a deadly blast radius. Take it to the limit, Tenno. Red line. Increases Gauss's fire and reload rate, melee and holster.
Oh, they know how to hype people up, don't they? They know how to hype people up when they watch this. Just listen to the way Lotus says the ultimate. I mean, if you're not hyped after hearing that, you should be. You should be, or something's wrong with you.
Yes. Take it to the limit, Tenno. Red line.
Oh.
Increases Gauss's fire and reload rate,
yeah, okay.
melee and holster speeds based on battery level.
Okay.
Supercharging his battery above the red line will release damaging bolts of arcing electricity. Upon deactivation, excess energy gets released in an explosive kinetic burst. If the battle seems out of control, Tenno, you're not going fast enough.
You're faster than the fucking board. I need that, because I still haven't got my fucking Arcwing. I'm sure I'm building it. Or I have built it. Or I'm like 5k short or something silly. Add that to the list. I'm glad that we have some good frames. Gauss is really, really cool. You need to let me know how I get Gauss, guys. You need to let me know. Grendal. Haven't heard much of Grendal. I know he's a big boy, so to speak, but I haven't heard much.
Feasting on enemies like his
This motherfucker a ball. This motherfucker an isopod.
own personal buffet. His hunger for battle is primal. This is Grendal, the Devourer, the Insatiable. Feast swallows an enemy whole and stores it in Grendal's gut. The more enemies held, the more energy consumed. Had enough? Evacuate the contents contained within with deadly effect. Nourish consumes the first stored enemy, providing a radial buff to Grendal and nearby allies. Regurgitate violently expels a bile-soaked enemy from Grendal's gut, turning the unfortunate creature into a toxic projectile. Revenge is like a rolling stone, Tenno. Pulverize curls Grendal into a rolling ball, violently knocking back enemies in his path, jumping and impacting the ground. Clears the immediate area with a damaging burst. Dinner is best served with a side of mayhem. Bon appetit, Tenno.
I don't know, because I imagine the newer the frame is, the more broken they are. Is that right? Would I be correct in saying that? Is there like a meta every time a new frame comes out? Is the newest frame sort of pretty broken until they fix some things? I don't know if it's similar to most competitive games, but that's normally the kind of thing that happens if new weapons or new characters or new heroes etc. come out on a game. I don't know if it's the same with Warframe. Maybe not, because it is more PvE focused. But Grendal, I'm sorry, buddy, you don't do it for me. No, I almost find the idea a little bit lazy. That might be controversial, but I do. I think this kind of character has been done so much. You got in like Dragon Ball Z, and some others. I know I said it's been done so much, so that's the only one I can think of. But you know what I mean, the whole sort of swallowing people, and this a metal Kirby is what this is. This is a death metal Kirby, and I'm not for it. It's not what I like. Protea, okay. We saw a little bit of this. This is obviously the frame which has been last released on the 9th of June, and I am still trying to get through the Deadlock Protocol to this day. But now that I'm Mastery 7, I do need to pick up some new weapons, so that's mostly my fault. God, I need to get it going, because this camera runs out of space on the SD drive real quick. Let's see Protea, let's go.
Armed for deadly encounters, she is tactical and timely. This is Protea, the Protector, the Enforcer.
Ooh.
Grenade Fan offers offensive and defensive capability. Activate to throw a shrapnel vortex, damaging and staggering nearby enemies. Hold to emit shield satellites that protect her allies and companions, restoring a large amount of shields while increasing their regeneration rate.
Okay.
Blaze Artillery places a temporary rapid-fire turret that blasts plasma charges at any enemy it faces. Each successful hit increases its overall damage, piercing through to hit multiple foes with a single blast. Dispensary deploys a cycling supply cache that can generate health, ammo, and energy pickups every few seconds.
Ooh, that is good.
Always have an escape plan.
Especially if you haven't got any energy mods.
Temporal anchor records Protea's state upon activation. Any damage dealt is recorded, and a percentage is emitted outward in a temporal implosion upon deactivation, rewinding Protea back to the activation point, restoring all ammo, energy, shields, and health to the anchored state. If downed while active, Protea will uncontrollably rewind, and any stored damage benefits will not be realized. Protea is the method to the madness. When you face her, it's already too late.
Add Protea to the list. Add Protea to the list. Come on, let's be honest. She gives me like that sort of MI6 special agent kind of vibe. That's what I get from this. I especially like the ult. Which you're going to, right? I mean, the ults are meant to be the ults. They're meant to be the thing that makes you go, fuck! And that is it. That is it, guys. So obviously we are adding Gauss, Wisp, Protea to the list. Ivara and Octavia I think are the ones that I probably am going to go for next, along with Hydroid, especially if we got a Prime possibly in the bank from the 1st of August if I watch that TennoCon, which it's worth doing even if I do it AFK. Obviously this is the end of this series, of this episode. We've come a long way, but don't you think it is anywhere near over, because we now have all of the primes to get through, and I'll be doing those as soon as I possibly can for you guys. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments of who my next Warframe should be. Here is the complete list right there for you. Let me know and I will go by your guys' choice. Come to not a consensus, but whatever one has the most people, you know, going for it, then that's what I'll go for next in the next episode of my Warframe gameplay series. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you back here for either the series or the Prime reactions. See you then.